ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another action-packed episode of Access All Areas. Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
That decibel has gone through the roof.
Rude before I've even introduced them. Without further ado, my guests on the sofa this week are Lewis Ludlow and Ollie Thorley.
Thank you.
Round of applause. It's nice.
People think you're a nice guy, but actually you were laughing at me whilst I was trying to do my first take. Luds, let's dive straight into it. I think it'd be remiss of me not to ask about last weekend. Just a quick summary from yourself, how the team was, how the feelings were afterwards.
Well, we went up in captain's lounge afterwards, didn't we, and did a pretty tough one. I'll be honest, it was wasn't good. None of us are proud of that. I can't imagine anyone came off that pitch happy of what they put into it, and it was one of them. Today, you just sort of move on very quickly because of what's coming this week. But you make no bones about it. No one's impressed with that. No one's happy with that, and it definitely won't be like that this Saturday.
I knew you'd give a pretty honest assessment of it. Does it make it easier, I guess, that you've got the idea of parking it? Obviously, if it was just another league game or another...
If you were to go into, the reasons why and delving into stuff, and you'd be going over effectively old ground. Not old ground, but it was an emotional thing. But for a fact this weekend there's going to be 23 blokes rocking up, and we just need to get more consistency in that, especially during league campaigns, because you can't afford to do it against anyone in the league now.
Thorlo, he gets the hard-hitting journalism. You get to look forward to this weekend.
I mean, it's pretty epic, isn't it? Yeah. So, I think in previous years we've never been on that side of the draw. So I feel like we've got to. I think we've had a home quarter in the past, but this is the first home semi I think I've had in my sort of 9-10 years here. So, it's very exciting, and also it's quite nice it being Benetton. To a lot of the people watching, there'll be a bit of an unknown quantity. Not many people. Well, I'm sure there are some URC super fans, but so it adds that little sort of extra dimension. So yeah, I'm excited.
Like you touched on, you've played in a couple of these already, haven't you? In your very esteemed career, you've
never lost one.
A couple of European semi-finals.
Never lost one.
Now, I think I have. We did lose one. I think was it
European semi. Have we?
No, was it quarter? Sorry.
Yeah, we've never lost a semi.
Yeah, we never lost a semi. That is very true. So I don't
never
know.
lose a semi.
Is that a good thing to be saying?
I don't know. Edit this out as well. We're not sure.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a good
We'll see how this rolls and see if this gets through the edit.
I mean, it's exciting, and from what people are saying in the ticket office, it's looking like a sellout.
And Lutz, how was it out there? Would you feel like there's a little bit of extra? But last few weeks on the sofa, essentially, I've asked how training has been, and people have come on and sort of given me this look like. But you both seem quite either that or you.
Yeah, no, it was good. It was short today. We had a short turnaround as well, so boys were sort of in out. We got the job done. Tobin even got us out there earlier, didn't he? So that was good. 1 or 2 reps at stuff. Nothing too silly. Nothing too new, which is good because we've already run all of our stuff before at some point during the year, which is nice to get back to stuff because boys know their roles and stuff, and it went pretty smoothly. And then tomorrow will be the day where we might be ramping up a little bit.
Yeah. If we're brutally honest, at this stage in the season, there's nothing you can learn, is there? Not in a short turnaround.
No.
The learnings and the getting better as a team. Is there anything that you can do, or is it now just about prep, recover, build?
I feel like getting your
quite a nice phrase that prep, recover, build.
Recover, build. Yeah, it's a cycle. It's a performance cycle, isn't it?
Someone get that on a bumper sticker.
Above a wall
prep,
somewhere.
recover, build. I think you're pretty right there. I think a lot of it this time of the season is making sure you're fresh coming to the game, and also mentally fresh. It has been a long season. With the World Cup and things, we're sort of almost.
Wasn't that hard for you two watching it, was it?
Sorry.
Oh, mate,
it's hard for the boys there. Wasn't it hard for you two watching the World Cup?
We were pushing prowlers day in, day out, mate. We weren't. Yeah.
Thorlo, that's a beautiful segue, right? Because I actually wanted to ask you about recovery and being sort of the flag bearer, if you will, for recovery throughout the squad. I think you've sort of been the driving factor. I think Johnny previously was a big driving factor for recovery, and he still obviously is in his own way. But you've taken the boys on a bit of a journey, recovery outside the club, haven't you?
Yeah, well, I mean, you and I have been on a personal journey in that respect, haven't we? Spending many a time in some budgie smugglers in the sauna. So
Rarely budgie smugglers.
I thought that's what you did.
yeah, rarely budgie smugglers. That's true. Yeah, that's very true. That was only on special occasions,
rules
wasn't it?
Yeah, rules are rules, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, when I sort of first went into sort of the England environment, that was probably the biggest thing that like I was like, wow, everyone would just sort of took so much more pride in how they recovered versus what I was used to, and so I think that was the thing that. One of the things that I really took home from that was, right, I need to up this if I want to have, you know, a successful and long career. And to be fair, it's also fun. You know, like we know, like being in the sauna is great, isn't it? I feel like I've some friendships have been significantly enhanced by sitting in a hot, sweaty room with 4 lads where you can't escape. You know, there's been some great saunasmen down the years. Chibber Hansen, Willie Hines, you know, Owen Williams, yourself. Like, do you know what I mean? And that's you know, that's the past generation. You've got the Harry Elringtons, the Chris Harrises. That, you know, there's like this wave of saunasmen coming through now, and it's exciting to see. And I'm actually like, I also think it's quite nice to see the generation TikTok as well. Now that we've got a sauna at the club, like, they're starting to get into it, which is great. So and jokes aside, it is also does benefit you professionally as well. You know, we're not talking about any of these 60-degree things. We are talking 110-degree saunas. This is like
We're not messing about.
We're not messing about. This is like a proper like Finnish style sauna. Like we've got the sauna hats on. We've got Aki's whacking me with birch leaves.
Do you know what?
Do you know what I mean? It's like the full thing, isn't it? So.
It's good. Sometimes when you get into a civilian sauna outside of the club, and you're just starting your sauna session, and someone comes in and starts to talk to you about rugby, and you go, "Oh, I'm gonna have to sit through this for what's an acceptable amount of time before I can leave this sauna."
And it does get really awkward again when Aki brings the birch leaves out to the civilian who's just stood there thinking, "What is going on here?"
Just give them a little.
Yeah. What is going on here?
acceptable.
This is
Luds, how's your recovery look? Because you like to do it in a slightly different way, don't you?
Yeah,
Yeah?
I do the normal bits. Like
Yeah,
I do
you-
sauna. I've got my obviously my hot tub and the cold tank at home.
Yeah.
But I tend to like to keep moving.
Yeah.
Do a-
When you're at your best, I know when you're at your best when you've been building something or
Yeah.
digging something.
Yeah,
up.
you'll be happy. I
Yes.
fitted my roof yesterday, so
Yeah,
first floor.
You're happy when you know that I've done nothing and on a
Yeah,
day off.
I don't want
and
you doing anything.
and I'm
The
happiest
lower
when-
back is.
I'm happiest when I know that you've dug a trench.
Yeah, if I've been in the
essentially.
garage all day or digging or something, I'm at my best.
Thorlo, another stitch-up question for you. You went partially viral for juggling pre-MOM recently, didn't you?
yeah. I think one of the European games. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So this is very Blue Peter.
Yeah.
Something I've just pulled from. Don't tell.
Oh, there you
Don't
go.
ask where they've been. Don't smile.
Good grab.
What I want to see is probably more of a stitch-up for your mate there who's got his wrists fused.
No.
Can we set a challenge? Can Luds give us a time on these, and then you
Yeah.
have to try and beat them? Is that all right?
Yeah. Let's give it a go.
Time-
Why not?
What time and what?
Just how long you can juggle for.
It won't be a second.
Well, let's just give it a go.
Give it a go.
I've got a fused wrists, mate.
Yeah, just give it a go.
It's,
Go
it's
on.
actually very bright. It's quite hard to see them in here, isn't it?
What was that? You told me your first one up and then.
Yeah.
First
yeah,
up,
yeah. First,
then across.
First one up. A T-boss
Go
special.
to count.
Yeah,
Go to
that
count.
one up. There we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
That was right. I'm happy with that. That's not a bad effort.
Oh, Ollie, just talk. So this is one of your many talents, isn't it? Alongside, like we said, as an established.
I think it
salesman.
is actually like a really good thing for like I don't know. I find it for myself like when I was younger, probably not the most coordinated gentleman.
Well,
No, I'd never have said that.
No,
I wouldn't
yeah,
have said
the amount
that.
of times I've seen you booting a
Yeah.
ball into a net at Hartbury. Is
Yeah,
you've
exactly.
honed the
So-
skills, haven't you?
So it's just one of those things that I think if, you know, for the kids out there who maybe fall into that category, it's a great thing you can do just to work your hand-eye and, you know, it like improve, and then it definitely translate onto the pitch. So I need to try and beat. How long is it? 1 second?
I think it was
I think it was
between-
12
Could
seconds.
you do it with your eyes closed to beat him? Do you reckon?
You could do. You
I
probably
mean,
could.
I
Give it a go, because we know you can do it. So
what I might do is I might start in and then see if I can.
Look at that. It's so easy.
So even with eyes closed, you caught more than Luds.
Yeah, well, like I say, there's a fused wrists, mate.
Oh, good.
Boys, I'm buzzing for you for. So I think this is probably one of the first weeks since I retired that I'm really jealous. The feeling round the place seems to be building for the week. We're building, aren't we?
We're building.
We're building.
Going to the next level.
At it.
Going to the next level.
Get at it. Yeah, boys, I know it's going to be different to last weekend. The excitement is there. I can tell you've
Bloody
had a good
better
day.
be.
Get yourselves off. You go to sauna. You go and dig a trench.
Thank
and
you. Appreciate that.
We will celebrate
Awesome.
next week.
Cheers,
Yes.
Aki.
Thank you.
Cheers, fellas.
Thank you, Mark.
mate.
Ladies and gentlemen, Ollie Thorley.
Why, very nearly.
Ollie
Very
Thorley
nearly.
and Lewis Ludlow.
Cheers, guys.
Right, that's it. We've got rid of them two. Let's bring in the coaches and have some fun. We have got transition coaches, TRT and Timmy Taylor. Woo! I just see me. Hey, see him stand up. Did he? See me. So I had to look. Yeah, I know. Welcome. I looked at it. Went. Thomas Rees.
Yeah.
Who obviously joined last year from Cardiff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
From Cardiff.
Into the forwards transition role. I
Yeah.
don't think you've done much of this. That's why I'm giving the fans a
Yeah.
brief synopsis. Yeah.
No, I'm in.
And obviously Tim Taylor, fans' favourite. Been here since the dawn of time.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, it's been a while now.
You're working together, Tweedledee, Tweedledum. How's it been this year? Who's been looking after who?
It's been all right, isn't it? What do you
Yeah, it's
reckon?
been good. Tim has been looking after me definitely, really. I think it was probably from where I was at Cardiff, a part of the fabric there, and he was quite sort of, not comfy, but I was quite sort of ingrained in where I was, and just to come up here and sort of be new in a new environment and somewhere totally different out of my comfort zone. And to be fair to Tim, he's looked after me.
He's playing down to us, but he's taught us some new rules, hasn't he? Obviously, I spent a bit of time with you both this year in the shag sessions. How does he divide his touch teams? You know, there's a few boys things boys have enjoyed, aren't there?
There's various ways.
Yeah,
various
go on,
ways.
give us an example
Birth
of how
dates,
when he
birth
takes
dates,
control
yeah.
of a game of touch on a Friday morning. How does he give energy to the group?
Well, there's weight, age, best looking.
So basically, for those
There's
who
various.
he tells everyone to pair up, and nobody knows what's coming, and then he'll sort of go right. Like Tim said, he'll ask a question, but these questions sort of we won't ask them all.
Push boundaries, that's
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
push boundaries. They push boundaries, and boys don't know what's coming, so yeah, they start to enjoy it. New roles for both of you in the transition this year. Obviously, both worked with the senior team before this. How have you found that as a different venture?
Yeah, well, it kind of happened. I was doing the transition at Cardiff, and then I was sort of, something happened with one of the senior coaches, and I was just pushed into that role. And if I'm totally honest, I didn't really think I would be having the senior role as quick as I did. And it was always part of the plan is event, I want to be good at the end of him, and certainly in no rush to get to where I want to get to, But yeah, I've just really, I just knew that I needed to maybe do a transition for a bit longer. Yeah. Though last year was quite, it went quite well, and I was quite happy. When this role come up in a sort of different league, just with the set piece that Gloucester had, it was just something I was really looking forward to come and get. And obviously, just for me, for my all-round development, to cut your teeth in the Prem is obviously huge for me.
And what about Tim? Obviously, we've worked together for years. You've done sort of an array of roles. How are you finding sort of the youngsters coming through? You've obviously worked with them once they've been given to you previously. Now you're getting a chance to sort of nurture young chaps, aren't you?
Yeah, no, that's right. Yeah, I've had a few different types of roles here through the past, and it's been great. It's been a good year. We've got a good bunch of lads that we're working with, and to be honest, a lot of them are fully integrated in with the senior team anyway. So it's just keeping on top of them, their development-wise, making sure they're touching all the skill-based technical work that they need to keep on top of, and then.
Thorler just gave you a big shout out for his technical. He was one of them, wasn't he?
He's
you
one
got
of
to
them.
think he was a raw talent.
Well, he
that-
would have, yeah.
you've
Way back when he
nurtured
started.
into,
What was he? 17 when he
Yeah.
first started.
him and
Saints
Tins in the
away, I think it
Tins
was.
in the centre
Yeah.
away at Northampton, he reckons. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
But he's one of them, when he raw talent that arrives in, you go, how are we going to try and make this bloke who can't catch and pass into what he is today? Is really, he's one of them. That's
Yeah.
it's incredible, isn't it?
And to be fair to him, he works very hard at it.
Massive,
and he leaves no stone unturned in the week. He hits everything he needs to hit before he gets into a game. So he's a very good professional.
Literally hits everything, doesn't he?
Literally
That's the problem
everything.
with him most of the time. Yeah, 110.
Yeah.
Who has impressed you? Let's start with you as the forwards. Who's
Yeah,
impressed you? Who's taken their chance? Who's grabbed it?
Just the obvious ones for me, Seb Blake, Freddie Tom, and Arthur, probably the three involved with the seniors pretty much every sort of week and become part of, they're seen as senior players now, which is correct. But just I think at the beginning of the year, they were sort of seen probably third, maybe fourth choice, and it's just is a case. Just keep getting better, keep being patient, go play for Hartbury or whoever in the champ, and then the chance will come. And it's usually, unfortunately, but it's usually through injury or or through someone maybe finishing or moving on, and that's exactly what happened to Seb, exactly what happened to Freddie with Matty, and so yeah, I just think for those boys, it's a real sort of difficult part of their life because they're itching to play. They've done really well in where they've played before. But then they get to this stage and it's a bit like, right, dealing with that disappointment, dealing with a bit of expectation that their family may have. They've been sort of earmarked from the 20s as being someone who they think can really kick on. And so just managing that expectation along with people they have in competition with the seniors has been sort of hard. And I think that's one of probably the most important parts of our job really is more of a sort of
managing egos.
Yeah, well, not just like it's in a weird way, just sort of being there for them, but keep making sure they understand where they sit.
Yeah, and I think it's really important that a lot of them go out on loan and play because it's important they play. It's getting the balance right between training and playing, not overdoing it. And I mean, we've had lads go out to Hartbury, Clifton, Moseley, some at Loughborough Uni. And so we've had an array of places where they go, and that's, like you said, they may have played in the Prem Cup at the beginning, and then they might not get an opportunity for a while. So it's important if they do go on loan and play that they stand out wherever they go, and so they've got when they do get an opportunity next time, they're
Couple of
straight back
backs?
into it.
Couple of backs for you that maybe either
Well,
fans
we've
have
had,
seen already or fans to watch out for?
Well, a lot of them have had some really good opportunities across the whole board. I mean, starting on loan, I think Johan Jones has had a really good season with Hartbury, playing week in, week out in the Championship as an 18-year-old. Unbelievable, really. Starting
Really well
there
for the 20s,
fullback.
didn't he?
Very well for the 20s as well, and hopefully he'll get a good run at the World Cup as well. And then within the senior group here, I think throughout like Reevesy, Louis, Josh Hathaway has probably had the most opportunity from them, and obviously took his chances well against Saracens away, scoring a hat-trick.
Young English boy. Yeah.
Welsh.
Yeah.
Welsh as they come.
Young English boy's doing well, isn't he?
Yeah, excellent.
Yeah.
It's good to see.
Yeah.
I was knowing about that today, actually. And Johan, he's born in Merthyr, but anyway.
Both good English names. Speak. Weird they put a Welsh accent on constantly, isn't it? But both talented young English
We'll see
boys.
where they end up.
Yeah. Gats has been on the phone tonight, hasn't he? I've asked him already. Yeah.
Just for the forwards wise, obviously there's I know I haven't mentioned, but there's Afo. He's sort of one that we need to look. He's got a long way to go, but the potential, he could probably change the way the position is seen. Yeah. So you got Afo, even people like Harry Taylor, who's to play a lot of rugby, who's been unfortunate with some injury.
I think the progression of where I see, from 15 years ago being in that setup and seeing what you two now having that sort of dedication and the mapping the plan. The plan's the biggest thing for the boys, isn't it? But knowing as well, you give them a plan. Skivs probably gives a good plan at the start of the year to a lot of, but plans get ripped up, don't they? Halfway through the season, plans get ripped up. Team doesn't do well, team does brilliantly, whatever it may be. And it's probably just about managing those expectations, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. It's definitely, and if you can be honest from the start, I think that's another good learning, isn't it, going into next year? Like, just be honest with them, set out the year, and then hopefully it'll run as smoothly as possible, but you never know. Things always change.
So they're going to prop up the team next year, and it's all going to be because of you two. Thank you. First coaches on the sofa as well.
Oh.
How'd you find it? Comfy?
Yeah, comfortable.
Yeah, really
Been
comfy.
washed
I need
recently
a
because
new-
somebody got in touch to say.
Is
so
this
like
going to be
somebody-
going into your
It looked not
new
into the
extension?
new place. No,
No?
It looked like someone had died on there. So Tim went and got them washed. got them
Just into the rental.
He got them dry cleaned. That was just stick that into one of the rentals. Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, Tim Taylor and TRT. Thank you very
Cheers.
much.
Cheers.
chaps.
Thank you.
Massive congratulations, obviously, to the Goss Hartbury girls winning the Grand Slam with the Red Roses.
Wales had a huge win over Italy as well, so well done, girls.
And that was at the big stadium.
Principality,
Yeah,
yeah,
I didn't know what it's called for a second. The big one.
first one.
Amazing to see.
Millennium
Yeah, so
Stadium.
congratulations to the girls. Amazing. And we are going to get you on the sofa for the next few weeks, some of them to talk through the experiences of the last 6 weeks. Thank you very much once again for another Carnage episode. We'll see you next week. Cheers.